Hey, what's up guys, it's Roger here, and today we will talk about tables/dictionaries in Lua. Now, in the previous video we learned about arrays and how they are useful in different aspects of the game. Well, you're going to be using tables a lot, and I really emphasize a lot, since they're useful for things such as inventory systems, and they can store a bunch of values and make it very convenient. So, we're going to learn what are tables and how to create tables, as well as how to index them and how to create them different ways. Well, first off, what are tables? Well, tables look really similar to arrays, so we create a local cool table, and you get the brackets just like arrays. But instead of just typing in values like arrays, we're going to have keys. So, for example, the key 1 will hold the value 1. The key 2, let me fix that, will hold the value 2, and so on. It's actually might be easier for you guys to see it if I spread it across multiple lines. So pretty much, yeah, this, and then let's just do this. There we go. Pretty much we have these brackets, and inside of them we have a key and a value. So pretty much each key stores a value. This is a table, and this is how an array looks like. Let's call it cool array equals 2. So pretty much, as you can see, in arrays, we just have positions, position 1, position 2. In cool tables, we get to pretty much name the positions, and it doesn't really matter what order they are in. We're going to index them by giving it a key. This is very convenient because, for example, you have item 1 and you have item 2. And they store information, for example, like item name, and then item amount, and so on. So pretty much you usually use combination of arrays and tables to do things such as inventories, but we're going to keep it simple. Let's just call this 1 and call this 2. So here we have a nice table. Well, how do we get a value out of it? In an array, we would print out array, and then we'd give a position. So for example, for this number 2, we'd put a 2 inside these square brackets since it's a position 2. But for a table, we're actually gonna just list a string. So if we want to access the value at position at the key 1, we're just gonna say 1, and this will print out the value 1. So if we play, one. So really similar to arrays, but instead of having positions, you have keys, and you don't have to actually type out the position like 2 or 1. You just have to put in the name of the key, and it's always a string. Well, usually always a string. Now, great, so we know how to create a table. How do we add more items to a table? Well, you can't really have 2 items named the same way, so you can't have 2 and 2. That's impossible. You have to have different keys. And in order to just add a different key, you just say cool table and square brackets. Inside here, just like in an array, you type out what key you want to add. Let's say item 3. And let's give it a value of 3. So pretty much we're adding another entry into this table, another key with another value, and that key will be 3, and the value will be also 3. Now if we print out cool table 3, we will get 3 as well. Great, 3. How do we remove items from a table? Well, really simple. So we create the item 3 and we want to remove the item 2. Well, to remove something, you just call it up, same way. And instead of giving it a value or changing something, you just give it a value of nil. So if an entry in a table array has a value of nil, it does not exist, it will get removed. So if we print out, if we now print the value cool table 2, let me remove this, it'll just be nil. It doesn't exist, it's no longer there. Great, so this is how we create tables and this is how we index them. Nice. How do we loop through tables? Well, I'm going to talk about how exactly we're going to loop through tables and do such things in a future video, in my next video actually, about iterators, since it's going to be a bit longer and I won't be able to fit it all in one video. But it's going to involve a for loop as well, and it's going to use something known as pairs or iPairs. So it'll look something like for iv in pairs cool table do. And I will explain what all of this does in my next video. Now, what if you want to have a combination of arrays in a table? Well, this is where it's going to get interesting. This is where you're going to start creating really more advanced style tables. For example, you're going to have an inventory system, so let's call this inventory. And then, let's delete this. We're going to have the section items, and we're going to have a section known as stats. And items will have another table, and this table will consist of item 1, item 2, item 3, and so on. And stats will have another table, and inside it will be stamina, and let's do level, and then level. There we go, and level equals 1. There we go. So pretty much, and now each item will have a description. It'll have an item name, cool item, it'll have an amount, 5, it will be equipped or not unequipped, false, and same thing with everything else. Cool item 2 and cool item 3. So as you can see, combinations of arrays and tables will really let you create complex objects and let you really manipulate data in different ways. It's going to be really important in game development that you know how to use arrays and tables. What if we want to access the name of item 1 in section items? Well, this is where we're gonna have to think a little bit. We're gonna have to access inventory. So we get inventory, and inventory has 2 entries, items and stats. Our item is located in the section items. Just like arrays, if we have multiple tables, we're just gonna add more square brackets. So in our second square brackets, we're looking at all of these objects, and we're going to choose item 1. So the second square brackets, we're just going to have item 1. And then our third bracket is where we want the item name. And this is where you don't have, you should not let yourself get tricked. You may think we're just going to add a third bracket and like put item name or something. Well, no. Our third bracket is going to index an array, not a table, an array. So in the third bracket, we're going to have a position, and the item name is located at position 1. So as you can see, we're indexing this giant table, and we're indexing 2 times for like table values, and then 1 time for an array value. So if we play, it'll print out cool item. Great. So pretty much, let me space it out a little bit. You're gonna have to learn how to you pretty much just chain it up in order. You have your first index for your first table, and then you continue all the way down. You get to the next table and go all the way until you get your value. Pretty much, first is the biggest, then the second will be a little bit smaller, third one even smaller, and so on. This is really important to understand. I really encourage you guys to ask questions in the comments if you have any, since, like I said, in game development, this will be really huge. Anyways, that will be it for today. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one where we learn how to iterate through tables and arrays. Thank you for watching. Bye.